Welcome to ReEnvision, the podcast where we explore what truly happens when we embrace change as one of life's most profound rhythms. I'm your host, Bédard, and together we will embark on a transformative journey, finding joy and happiness amid life's shifts while strengthening our hearts, cultivating our resilience, nurturing the courage to evolve and to uncover our own ability to thrive and move forward. Here, we have full permission to be ourselves, to explore, to discuss, and to simply be. We'll tap into the deep knowing that has always been within as we navigate change with simplicity, lightness, and fluidity, open to new understandings, new perspectives, and even new possibilities. So whether you're seeking inspiration, empowerment, or simply a space to reflect and contemplate, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of ReEnvision with me. I hope that you've had a fantastic week. Now today, I'm recording this, and on the day that I'm recording this, I just came back from the first day schedule of my in-person Essentrics in Germany. Now, to give you context here, when I was in Canada, I was teaching Essentrics regularly in person. I had been doing it since 2015, and then I started to teach in different studios, and then I kind of wanted to go my way because, I wanted to do my own thing because that's I like to play by my rules, and I like to have the flexibility of things. And so pretty early on, I was making my own groups, and I was teaching Essentrics classes in person. And when the pandemic hit, obviously, I'll move online. So I had been teaching online through the pandemic, and it kind of was my groove. So it made it very easy for me when I moved to Germany in 2021 to continue my classes online. Now, I say easy, maybe with the air quote, because I'm a morning person. So for me, to keep on teaching Essentrics, I had to decide on, I couldn't do nights, obviously. So there's a lot of my clients that couldn't do during the day or during lunchtime. So they couldn't continue to do Essentrics with me. And the ones that could continue, it was the 30 minutes Essentrics. And so I did it from pretty much my arrival. I continue, I skip 1 week, the week that we move, and then I continue to have my Essentrics classes twice a week. That was on lunchtime Montreal time, so it was 6 p.m. for me here in Germany. And it continued until I fell in the stairs of our new house last year in June. So in June, I hurt my foot, and I really dug into healing of the foot and the ankle. I hurt the top of my foot and my ankle, and I applied in my healing process also techniques that are less used in Essentrics but are still used anyways, but in different ways. And then I got back on my feet very quickly. And then in September last year, I did start classes, but it was more in the afternoon for me because I was trying to make it so I didn't have, like I mentioned, I'm a morning person, so I didn't have to teach too late during the day. So I was doing afternoon so it could work both for some people that I had here in Germany and the people in Canada. But already people were already going into in-person classes, so the attendance was getting lower and lower, and then I started to do the Monday morning pretty quickly, mostly because I wanted to continue to teach regularly, even if I had people or not. But it was also giving me the opportunity to record and to do excerpts and videos, and to kind of have a bank of movement classes in general, not just eccentric classes, but movement classes in general. And I actually kind of postponed teaching in German because, well, first of all, the adaptation to a new culture, a new country, a new language takes time, and one must acknowledge that. And so many things happened that stretched my being throughout the process. So Essentrics has a lot of like detail. It's a very complete program. It really teaches people in a different way to connect with their bodies and to move their bodies. There's nothing that compares to Essentrics in the way that it works. Miranda Esmond White, the creator of Essentrics, she started teaching on PBS in early 90s. So it's been around for 30 years and still a lot of people don't know it, and even less so in Europe. To give you an idea, in Germany there's only 3 certified instructors. So that mixed with the language thing, it took me a while to kind of wrap my head around, okay, am I going to teach in person here? If I do I do it in English? Do I do it in English German? Do I wait until my German is good enough to be fluid? Because there's one thing about teaching in another language, or teaching Essentrics, or anything that you teach in a language, but when you're coming to a space where it's an experience, and when I teach Essentrics, it's really a movement experience. It's not a fitness program per se, like it is under the umbrella of a fitness program, but it goes beyond that. There's a connection to your body, there's a listening to your body, there's a whole new way of approaching the body, just because, you know, we're working on getting people out of the no pain, no gain mindset. We're getting people to not just think about their muscle, but also all the joints. And also we tap into the fascia work, so the fascia health and the conjunctive tissue, and everything is moving together, lubricating together. So it's really a new way of thinking about this. But when you don't know it, you don't know it. And a lot of people are trying to wrap their head around like a definition of Essentrics, but it's not working because you need to experience it. I can explain to you all kinds of stuff. I can show you video, but until you experience it in your body, it's a totally different game. It's really, really a totally different game. So when I was thinking about doing in person, I got caught up in my head, and one day I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna put it out there. And I love how I've developed the ability to just say, listen, there's a path there, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna see where that leads me. And that's kind of what I did. So at the end of August this year, I prepared everything towards the fact that I wanted in 3 months' time to start doing in-person Essentrics classes. So I live in a small village, and everything is so not the way that I've been used to doing marketing. So it's kind of like really new territory. I emailed the village next to ours and asking for room rental, because I know that there's a citizen house with rooms there, so you can rent for conferences, for events, for all kinds of things for the citizen of the village. And I contacted them, and it's actually the mayor of the village that contacted me back. So it gives you an idea of how small this is, because he's the one that is, managing all of that. And this wonderful, wonderful man gave me an appointment. I went there, and he was showing me the rooms, and he saw that I wasn't sure about it. And then he said, "What is it for?" And I told him it's to teach Essentrics. He's like, "Well, hold on a second." And then, so he says, "Hold on a second, let me show you something." And then we went like downstairs, but the downstairs is like a semi-downstairs. It's a semi-basement, because there's like nice big windows, and he opens the door, and it's actually a just gymnastic room with that soft floor, and like there's already mats there. And I was like, and then he saw my eyes, I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy. And then he's like, oh yeah, he saw my face, right? And then he said like, that's what you're looking for. I said, yes. So I booked with him. So I chose a time slot in the morning, Wednesday mornings, starting today. And for the last 2-3 weeks now, I've been promoting the class and the online signing and everything. And this morning, I didn't have anybody sign up. And honestly, there was one part of me that was like, there's nobody that signed up. And the thing is, that's it. It doesn't mean anything else than there's nobody that signed up. There can be a million reasons why nobody signed up, and they have nothing to do with me. Now, of course, the ego says, wow, so nobody signed up? Am I going to go there and make sure that if somebody just shows up, they don't, hit themselves the nose on the door? Or do I just, not go? And so my husband's like, well, I think that you should go, I'm going to meditate and realign myself with why I'm doing this. And I know that I'm going to end up going. And when I booked, I actually was like, Wednesday morning is super because if I have people sign up, then I have people sign up. It's going to be fewer people, right? Because it's going to be either retired people or parents at home where the kids are during that school and whatnot. So I won't have like a ton of people. And for my first class in German, I think that it was... so sort of a protection. But I think that I protected myself a little bit too much. But at the same time, I was like, it doesn't matter because I'm renting the room for a very reasonable price. And if somebody shows up, then they showed up. And if they don't show up, then I'm just going to show up for me and do videos and do stuff for me. So I meditated, I finished my breakfast, gathered the few things just in case people would show up. So like I printed forms. But the point is to actually create a place that people can try it. And so as I was driving over there, I was thinking about all of that. And I was thinking about that none of this is personal. And a lot of the times when things don't pan out the way that we want, because people are not participating, they're not seeing the value, or you think that they're not seeing the value, or we take it personal. And we think that there's something wrong with the way that we went about this. When in the reality of things, and you did it a certain way, and you're learning for the next time to actually course correct. Too often we make the one thing mean something about us, and then we stop going forward. We don't course correct, we don't adjust, we just say, oh my God. And we're making this mean something about us. We're making this mean something about our worthiness. We're making this mean something about the fact that we didn't do enough, that we're not enough. Because when we have people following us, it validates us, right? Like it must be because I'm doing something great. It must be, but it's more about the fact that a match is there. It's more about the fact that you have the people that are in resonance with you, that are there and they are following you. But the truth of the matter is, yes, of course they like you, but they like how you make them feel when they're with you. And no matter how we show up in life, no matter how we are, there's always going to be people that like it and people that don't like it. But nothing about that means anything about us. And I think that we forget that way too often. What I've learned is we have such a hard time showing up for ourselves. We have such a hard time showing up no matter what the outcome is. We have such a hard time showing up without falling into a finite mindset, into it means something, I'm a failure, or I didn't do things right. Instead of saying, you know what, I am showing up. I'm just going to show up for me. Because when I show up for me, then people that are in resonance with me will show up. When I show up for me, I'm showing people that if they show up, I want them to show up for themselves, not for me. I want them to show up because they know that they are worth it. I want them to show up for themselves because they know that this is just a small part of a bigger picture. They're showing up, we're showing up together because we're in resonance with each other. This life is way too precious. It's way too short to show up for things that don't animate us. It's way too precious. It's way too short for us to show up when we don't want to show up. So every single time that you're saying yes when you want to say no, or that you're saying no when you want to say yes, think about this. Think about what drives you. This morning, I actually said yes because whether somebody was showing up or not, I was showing up for me. And the bonus is if somebody else shows up, then we can actually start to really create something else. I show up for myself this morning, and I had so much fun creating little videos for social media. And to land at that space and to really build that comfort, that knowledge, that knowing, that base, that grounding base of how I want to show up with other people. Showing up for yourself is one of the most empowering, the most self-activating, the most amazing thing that we can do for ourselves. And if somebody else shows up, then it's just a cherry on top. Thank you for being part of today's ReEnvision episode, where we explore the incredible journey of embracing change as one of life's most profound rhythms. As the seasons of life shift, we hold the power to navigate our path with courage, intuition, and wisdom. Embrace change with an open heart, for within lies the potential of a remarkable growth and evolution. If you know someone who would benefit from this conversation, I'd be honored if you shared it with them and spread the love. If this podcast has resonated with you, please subscribe on your favorite platform, leave a heartfelt review, and share it on social media. You can stay connected with me on social media with the handle @ME_Lifestyle_Design, where I continue to share insights and inspiration. Until our next encounter, keep exploring, embracing change, and finding joy in every moment. And remember to always keep re-envisioning your life with love and purpose. I love you, I see you, I feel you. Take care.